Welcome back, everybody. I am your host, Sergeant Kodiak. I swear to God, my intro changes about every video. And this video is going to be one other thing and the bus ride. I don't really know how to topic the other thing or kind of label it, so I'm just kind of leaving it as classified until later in the video. But this is high school, first day back at high school, part 3 in the final part, because this is the last crazy story I have for the first day back of my sophomore year. What a good welcoming back so far. Haven't we had just a wonderful time, awkward little kid, dick talkery, and, girls come back. That, you know what, just go watch the 2 previous videos. Link in the description if I remember, keep that in mind. Or, maybe link on screen now. I don't know. I'm terrible at doing this, at remembering stuff like this. So, yeah, let's get right into it. So, what I'm going to be telling you guys for this video today is the bus ride. And that's the last high school story that happened today that I have. Now, why is this worth its own high school story? Many reasons, actually, because kind of has some backstory to it. Well, this one, our old bus driver, his name was Rebert. I'm just going to say Rebert or Robert to keep his identity secured and things. But anyway, his name was Robert, and we'll just call him that for now. He was an awesome dude. He was probably the best bus driver he'll ever have. He literally told us dirty jokes at the end of the day. What's not to love? And so he's actually talking to one of my friends, and they talk all the time. They keep in touch, and says that he didn't get our route for bus 101. Instead, he got for bus 95, and tells us that this other chick, Amy, I'm just going to call her Amy. I don't know if that's her actual name or not. I don't know her real name. That's going to be really ironic if it is Amy. But he tells us that is this chick Amy, and she's been doing preschool routes for at least 2 years, so I guess she knows how to drive the bus. And yeah, just or like, oh dang it, oh well, I'm sure she'll be cool. I mean, you can't really mess up a bus ride. I mean, it's high school. All the high school bus drivers don't really care what you do as long as you're not disrupting their driving. So, I'm kind of okay with this. And then it's the morning. I have the same bus for the morning. It's 101 for the morning and afternoon. So, I'm just like, okay, it's time to start. The morning was probably the worst on the actual bus. And you'll get what I mean by that later. And basically was 5 minutes late. That's expected. It's the first day because she has to take extra time at every stop, to get kids' names down. So I let that slide. It's first day. Got to get names down. Going to be like that for the next week because she has to get names until she learns everybody. And because if you didn't realize it, bus drivers do have to kind of take attendance. So that's what's going on in his head. But then I get on the bus, and she starts tapping her brakes at every street corner. Now keep in mind, she has a piece of paper on her that tells her exactly what street to go to and what street is which. And it's where I live. The street signs are very, very obvious. It's hard to miss them on the main street. I mean, we're literally on the street that's called Main Street. So, really, really hard to miss it. And so, all these signs, and she's stopping at every freaking street and putting on, I mean, it would be different if she was stopping, but she was putting on the amber lights. Now, if you don't know what the amber lights are the lights, the yellow lights that flash on a school bus prior to them stopping, kind of like a caution to other cars around, warning you that this bus is going to stop and pick up kids, so you have to stop with them. They flash yellow before they turn red, and so those are called the amber lights. And she puts on the amber lights all the way through my town. Now, my town, there's not that many stops in. I think there's 3 stops, and they're all pretty straightforward, all on the same street. But she takes these backward-ass alleys to get there the whole time, going an extra 9 yards for everything. And then we get to the other town. Now, where I live, kind of like 3 towns, all 4 towns that are kind of around here, will make up like the size of a normal city. So, one bus can go and pick up 3 different towns. So, it's an hour-long bus ride just because of how many stops, but literally you can go into the town that we go to pick up more kids from my town and go to the school, and you'll still be there in 20 minutes. That's how tiny everything is. But this is along a huge river. Their town is. So you have a whole bunch of, like, stores. It's kind of like a strip mall, the strip, as I call it, in the Lake of the Ozarks. If you haven't been there, the strip in the Lake of the Ozarks, definitely go check it out. Or Galena in Illinois or Iowa. I don't remember where Galena is. But if you ever been to places like that, kind of like New York and Las Vegas, how they kind of have a whole bunch of stores lined up. I'm just going to keep talking. How they have a whole bunch of stores lined up with each other, left and right. Kind of the same thing. But right side you have the river, and then the left side you have all these stores. So, you only have one place to worry about. Now, keep in mind, these are stores, not anything else. I mean, one of them's a bar. Actually, 3 of them are bars, and 2 of them are gas stations, and the rest are like little mom and pop stores. And she is stopping with amber lights on at every stop. She literally stopped for 5 minutes in front of a bar. Now, also keep in mind that this road is also the road for that town because it's so small and it's right on the river that all the people need to go to work. Like, literally, there's like a huge industrial line, and the road breaks off into 4 lanes, 2 lanes on each side. But right now, it's only a 2-lane road. And, they're going through, and she's braking at every single one. And so the people can't go around her because she has the amber lights on, and that's against the law. You can't really pass a school bus, really. I mean, you can once they're going, but you're not supposed to. But, amber lights on, making all these car stops. I bet they were mad. So we finally get past that. And then, all of a sudden, turns left. I mean, this was part of the last year's route, too. Turns left to go and go to my school. And then, all of a sudden, keeps turning and then freaking hits a hard left. Now, if you've never been in an extended vehicle that wasn't like a car, doing a hard left, you can kind of feel it in a car. But when a vehicle's that big as a school bus or a normal bus, you feel it a lot more. And I was kind of sitting in the middle, so I can only imagine what the kids in the back felt. But you get a lot more, like, inertia on you, because it takes such wide turns, has such a longer period of time before it'll actually make the turn. So it scared me because I was like falling asleep. Had headphones on, listening to music, keeping to myself. And then, you want to know why? It's because she missed the kid. Because of all those times, her stopping at every house, she passed the only street that she was supposed to turn down to go get like 5 kids. Probably the biggest stop we have, and she completely missed it. So, not only did this kind of put a damper on everything, it was like, really, are you that stupid? I mean, you have this bit. At first, we were just kind of letting her go because, first day. But she has a sheet in front of her that tells her where everything is. That was the worst part. She was acting like she's never been here before, but that's false because she was a pre-K driver for this area for 2 years, like 2.5 years. So then the afternoon comes, afternoon's the easiest part. There's less kids. Literally, it's a straightforward route. We have one other kid that kind of does a little weird thing and gets off a back alley going down. It's not even really a back alley. It's, he's the only one that you don't just follow the main road to drop him off. And so the actual bus ride itself was not that hard. Was not that bad. It was actually pretty flawless. Stopped at every stop, you know, flawlessed it. And the afternoon was smooth, except for one thing. She was a half hour late. So as every kid's outside, you know, they're screaming and hooting and hollering because they're excited. They're going home after their first day of high school. You know, a lot of freshmen take buses. I don't, because I don't have a car and I don't really drive, but I'm planning on starting driving soon. I just have to get my glasses, which I don't tell her to her face, but it is her fault that I don't have them now, because I was asking, because they take like 2 weeks to come in, and I was asking for like 4 weeks to go get them, like to go order them and do stuff like that, and she kept saying no, and then finally the last 4 days of summer she finally said yes. And so she says, like, why are you always blaming me? It is her fault. It is completely her fault that I don't have them right now. So yeah, as I was saying, is that, so we sat there for an extra half hour, being the only kids there for an extra half hour. Because why? Because she was talking. She drove to her old school and sat there and talked. That's why she was late. So guys, that's the bus driver from hell. Now, I think I've already told a story similar, the bus driver from hell, but he was a guest bus driver, and he wasn't even an actual driver. He was a mechanic, I come to find out later. Wasn't even an actual driver, it was a mechanic. But the thing is, he was our sub. This chick is our actual driver. I have to deal with her all year. Now you tell me, after the stories I have just laid here behind you, you know, I have just presented to you, do you want her as a driver? I don't think so. Now, the other thing I was talking about earlier that I was keeping classified, I'll make this really quick because we're already going on 12 minutes. Of course, that Predator missile closed after me because he's a fucking queer. And what I was talking about is that my YouTube channel has been kind of secret among the school, you know, this whole time. And my friend Jugs, he literally was self-advertising out there, you know, his own channel. So a lot of people know about his channel. Basically, my whole class knows about his channel. Everybody in the sophomore, except if they're new, knows about his channel. So we might see some new viewers here, and you might kind of notice my attitude change, you know, just the way I talk. Because people are probably going to end up finding it, because he mentions me so much in his channel. In his channel, he did that. And also, I'm kind of trying, I'm going to be like more open about it, because I'm just going to see how it works, you know, tell people about it for a year. You know, I'm not going to deliberately going around telling people, and like he was, I mean, he says he wasn't, he will fight you to the core that he wasn't, but he was wearing a Jugs Gaming and Jugs Gaming shirt, so people are going to kind of ask, like, dude, what is that? I've never heard of that. And he tells them, like, he said that's how it went. You know, oh, they just so happened to ask me. It's like, dude, you literally look like you're sponsored by yourself. Like, a race car driver in their whole suit and everything, you know, riddled with their sponsors. It looks like he was sponsored by himself, because he was wearing the complete attire. I'm surprised there was no Jugs Gaming shoes, but I love talking crap about him because he's one of my closest friends, and he'll probably roast me back in the comment section or on Smidwinders or on his personal channel, which I highly doubt, because he has yet to make an announcement video, and I won't make an announcement video for him. I did not see that guy there. But anyway, guys, so that's the video. I know this was a long one. I know most of you are probably not watching anymore, because they kind of go all over the place with live comms. I'm trying to get better, but I don't really do cut comms that much, because to me they seem kind of, I don't know, a little faggy. I mean, the only person I know that does it just absolutely perfectly is Jev. Just makes it so normal and so free flow. Everybody else, like, pretty much everybody in phase except for Jev kind of makes me want to cringe a little bit, because literally it's every 2 words there's a cut, and it just kind of makes me mad. But anyway, guys, again, Apologize for the longer video, because especially the last two videos were like 5 minutes long. But anyway, if you all enjoyed, definitely leave a like and a comment below. And if this is your first time coming around, definitely make sure to check out my channel. And if you definitely like it, if you like the content, definitely there's more to come. And so drop a sub if you want to see everything as soon as it goes live. And things are changing. I mean, a lot of things are changing, honestly. This year's been already way different, just the first day. And different ideas for the YouTube channel. So, I don't know what's going on here. But, again, before I procrastinate the outro, like I do every time in a live commentary, leave a like and a sub, and if you enjoy these stories, definitely let me know, and I could definitely probably make more. This was only the first day, and it was this chaotic. I'll definitely give you guys an update on if the crazy driver ever still acted like she did, and I'll see y'all later.